Welcome to the X Corner. I'm here adding mutation to the SuperHeroCrew. I'll be covering the X comics for the week of October 17th, 2018. This week we have 4 comics. Astonishing X-Men number 16, Mr. and Mrs. X number 4, Old Man Logan number 49, and X-Men Black Mystique number 1. Spoilers, of course. We'll start with Astonishing X-Men number 16, written by Matt Rosenberg, art by Greg Land. Havoc has gone to the Reavers to help him rescue his team from the ONE. The Reavers have people captured by them too, so they agree, but they say they need the Bastion tech inside Havoc's brain to track them. They extract it, and the combined force attacks the ONE base. Havoc rescues Dazzler, Colossus, and Donald Pierce, the leader of the Reavers. Meanwhile, the Reavers seem to be on their own mission. When Havoc reaches Beast, who had switched sides to save Dazzler, Beast says that the tech in Havoc's mind was the final piece ONE needs for their project. They are then attacked by Sentinels, who seem to be the average sort. Then we see one of the Reavers jump onto its back and take it over. Pierce says that the tech they got from Havoc allows them to control any machine, and then assimilate it. When Havoc says they had a deal, Pierce just laughs, and the upgraded Reaver Sentinels attack them. Another fun issue of Astonishing X-Men. The art was great, and it's like Greg Land remembered he was a good artist, without the need of tracing. There's a panel where Havoc is knocking down the ONE's door, and it was pretty perfect. As I said, the story is fun. I like how we get connections to the Hunt for Wolverine series, and how the X-Men were responsible for the ONE getting a hold of the Reavers. Rosenberg seems to know his X-Men lore, and is adept at weaving other storylines into his work. I'd say it was the editors doing their jobs, but we all know that isn't the case. I'm enjoying this X-Men more than most, because of my love of Havoc, but also it is a refreshingly light take on the team without resorting to farce. Fun, but still good story. No easy thing to pull off. 8.5 out of 10. Then there's Mr. and Mrs. X number 4, written by Kelly Thompson, art by Oscar Balzadois. Rogue and Gambit are captured by the Shi'ar, but that lasts for all of 5 minutes. They get Xandra and escape, but are shot down promptly by the Starjammers and Cerise. They thought they were Shi'ar kidnapping Xandra. Cerise meets the girl who she's been nannying in a touching scene, and Xandra offers Rogue the ability to control her powers. Rogue declines. She feels like it wouldn't last like every other time someone fixed her powers, and also she wants to earn the ability herself. The Shi'ar Imperial Guard attack, and the Starjammers and X-Men are holding their own, but then Deathbird shows up. She stabs Gambit through the torso, and just as he reaches out to Xandra and Rogue, they seem to explode. This was another okay issue of the miniseries. I do like the interactions with Xandra and Cerise. It was a nice scene. Gambit describing the Shi'ar searching him was also funny. He likens it to making it to third base. The art was great as always here. The battle splash page was so good I forgot I hate splash pages. I predicted last time the Starjammers would show up, I think. You can't have an X-Men space story without them. I think we need some more time to breathe in these issues. It seems to go from one dire situation to the next, and I believe the characters even say something to that effect. Still a great space romp though. 7 out of 10. Then there's Old Man Logan number 49, written by Ed Brisson and art by Ibrahim Robertson. Logan is dreaming of his old life with his family, but it turns into a nightmare as he blames himself for their deaths. He wakes up in a field of dead bodies. It's where the townsfolk are left since the ground is too frozen to bury them. He stumbles back into town and is helped to safety by the kid from last issue, named Joshua. He tells Logan he's been out for 5 days, which disturbs Logan since he's used to heal in hours. The kid gets Logan's stuff for him, including some Regenix to help him heal, and Joshua explains how bad it is in the town. The 2 guards who brought Logan into the town are being tried for helping him, even though they had no clue who he was. Maestro is having the town people turn on each other and even murder each other. The 2 men are hanged, and Logan says he's going out there to do something. Just then, the kid is shot by his own friends when they find him with Logan. They then shoot Logan out a window, and he lands pretty much in front of Maestro. He never did get a chance to use that Regenix. The depression in this issue is palpable. We start with a sad scene depicting Logan lost in a nightmare, only for him to wake up in another nightmare. The townsfolk are turning on each other for survival, and even the only bright spot in the town gets shot dead. I need to go watch some puppy videos to recover. The art here is subtle, but evocative. The sepia tones of the dream and the bland colors of reality are juxtaposed to the bright emerald green of Maestro. I do hope Logan eventually gets his catharsis and does kill Maestro. At this point, anything else would feel like a downer ending. Pains me to give this comic an 8, but it was good at what it did. The only issue is that it ruined me for feeling joy ever again. Lastly, we have X-Men Black Mystique number 1, written by Shannon Maguire, art by Marco Felia. With the Apocalypse part by the same crew who's been doing it all along. Oh, it's written by that YA writer who wrote the terrible X-Men Gold Annual number 2. Can't be as bad as that, can it? We get a series of pages detailing how Mystique is an artist at what she does as she plans a break-in of a Trask building. There's a mutant girl accused of poisoning her parents being held inside. Mystique breaks in and puts poison in the air conditioning before going to the server room. It seems there is some data Trask stole about the Mother Vine that Mystique doesn't want them to have. She then goes and frees the young mutant girl. As they make their escape, we see that it was all just a cover-up for Mystique to frame the mutant girl and hide the theft of the data. She impersonated the girl to buy the poison that she used to kill everyone in the building, and then she drives the girl and drops her off to fend for herself. Then in the Apocalypse part, we find that he's degraded into a caveman. He's trying to maintain his intelligence to repair his device, but is soon attacked by ape men. They steal the device and he gets it back, but he goes further and further down the ladder into an animal. After he gets back the device, a bunch of loincloth-wearing space dudes teleport in. So the first thing I'll say about the story is that it was much better than the X-Men Gold Annual. It was wordy as happens when a novelist writes a comic. They don't have the show don't tell part down. The story, though, once you got through the pages and pages of narration and Mystique just changing into other people, was good, and at least it led up to a twist. Mystique killing all those people seems a little extreme even for her, but having it all be a frame job was a good twist. It could have done with 50% less filler and words at the beginning, but the heist part was good. I'll say it deserves a 6 out of 10. The Apocalypse story just gets weirder and weirder though. The Apoc Caveman and Ape Man fight was good, especially when he bites one of them, but the alien guys at the end left me confused. How many more of these are there? 5 out of 10. Another week in the can, and I hope I get out of this old Man Logan fueled depression by next week. The only other downer this week was the Mystique story, and that was only because of the execution rather than the story itself. Unlike the last time Shannon Maguire wrote something. I understand they like to cross-promote with other markets, and I'm just glad it's for only these one-shots. Next week we get some more minis and X-Men Red, so hopefully it'll be a strong X showing. See ya there.